Quick warning, everything I'm about to talk about is absolutely not in the game right now. It may never even reach the game. It may reach the game 2 years from now. I just wanted to say it real quick. Thank you for watching. What's up guys, Afk Obby here, and let's go over everything from the Game Jam newsletter. I just want to mention quickly how much I love Game Jams. That's because I also take pride in work that I do, such as my kids, maybe. So kicking things off, mods Elena, Nox, Hootie, Goblin, Halo, and Pumpkin have come up with a bright idea. An idea that would ease the stress and pain of the clan that I'm in tenfold. Is that the right word? Because they want to bring bingo inside of Old School RuneScape. Ironically enough, it mentions how time consuming it is, and how tedious it can be to track it all. And that's exactly what hit my brain as soon as I saw the graphic. How tedious and time consuming it is to figure out what's going to be on the squares, how to implement it, making a board, keeping track of everyone's stuff. I'm talking like amount of levels, bosses killed, drops, making sure everyone puts obviously the date, the time, making sure it says bingo. This would be a solid update. And look at how beautiful the interface is. Being able to customize the tiles being completed by defeating monsters, collecting rare items, gaining XP, and so much more. It's truly incredible. And the tiles highlight green themselves, so no need for any staff members inside of any clan or group to keep track and do this yourself. It is said that they also plan to have you be able to modify the size. So like a 4x4 grid, 5x5, bigger, smaller, depending on the event you have. And they're also looking into ways of implementing the prize distribution. I do want to leave quick opinions that I have on all of these updates. Some of them I can't really speak for because it's not my cup of tea to do what's proposed, but I still want to leave opinions from the outside looking in. And my opinion on bingo is that it's such a good idea. Why would you not want bingo if you're in a group? Or maybe you're 80 and you're tired of just playing bingo in the bingo hall. So I would love to see the integration. I'm just worried about irons. Can irons not compete? I feel like it would be some weird broken concept of irons being in a clan, running a bingo event. They haul in a bunch of GP or something for the prize pool. And then that's an easy way to funnel GP to your Iron Man, I guess. I'm spitballing here. I don't know. So your little PoH, your little player-owned house, player-owned home, player-owned, hey, this is what I use for everything. I store my clothes here. I teleport from here. Player-owned everything. Mods Jerv, West, Skylark, Harold, and Rice. Why did I put my thumb down? All came up with the idea of a visual update for player-owned houses. And that's exactly what you think it is when I say it. It's just a customization for player-owned houses. Because look at some of these screenshots. The new themes that they're showcasing are those in Prifddinas, Canifis, the Wilderness, and the one I would drip my home in, Varlamore. Nothing like thieving my life away in Varlamore, just to go back to my PoH and have it be Varlamore. We're that crazy. So of course we'll have more trophy options and shelves and furniture, but a new sitting animation? Hold up, that's clean. Some animations that they'd also like to update are the enter and exit of the combat ring, as well as chest opening animations. What do you think? In my opinion, it's fun. Who doesn't like customizing stuff, right? I kind of customize my own kids when I pick out their clothes, and then my wife re-customizes them when she tells them to get back in the room and change because they don't match. I don't know. I just make videos. I don't know color coordination. But when playing games, I do spend a lot of time customizing. I like customizing my character. I like customizing where they live. I played Minecraft to the point where I still can't play it anymore, 10 years later. I still remember taking my brother to football practice. I want to say back in maybe 2012. And I would play it while he was doing football practice. I would play it when I came home. I used to put a rubber band around my controller, just around the trigger part, just perfectly. And I would just keep mining while I would go do other stuff. We were AFK 10, 12 years ago. I have set myself up for perfection, some may say. But anyway, the addition of anything like cosmetic upgrades, player-owned house upgrades, appearance upgrades, additional things like that coming in where I can spend my time personalizing my character to make them kind of reflect me, I'm game. Now, Mod Necro has proposed an update that I think most of us, if not all of us, would love and find useful. So bank loadouts will allow you to one-click change what you're wearing or your inventory. 2 clicks if you're going to do both. Don't let that get confused. Or am I confused? I'm not even going to double check. You can see the graphic right here. We were wrong. I'll get that one day. But you can see the graphic over here. If I'm wrong, let me know. If I'm right, let me know. But in my mind, right now, I'm thinking that this would be good for, loading up for birdhouses. A lot of things PVM. a lot of things PvP. I'd say maybe training herblore. I know it would be nice, like if I'm going and chopping Silius up mushrooms, I go to do something else, maybe a birdhouse run. Ooh, hang on now. We're kind of getting interesting. I guess we're just not leaving Fossil Island. Bury me there. The only catch is though is that it's not the most efficient method. So the most efficient method will still be your traditional find it, click it, just like that. And from what I'm reading, there is like a cooldown timer to prevent abuse like in PVM or PvP. And while it is automatic, it's not instant. Don't get the two confused. And then lastly, you'll have to have your inventory set or your equipment tab set before you hit like preset your loadout. So you can't do it from like the bank. Like let's again use Solis as an example. What I would want to do is put in my inventory an axe, a rake, maybe my Numulite, an anti-poison. And then in my equip tab, I'll have like a dig site pendant, a ring of dueling. The tar monsters do a typeless attack, so I won't have anything for them. But I do want that teleportation out and then a way to obviously get back in. So I'll have to wear all of that and I'll have to have all that in my inventory. Hit save preset, and then next time I bank, I'll be able to just click it. Everything will be auto put into my inventory and my equip tab, but not instantly. Let's remember that part. In my opinions for that is it's so useful. How could you possibly play Old School RuneScape and not enjoy that? I feel like it makes a lot of aspects of Old School RuneScape kind of easier. So something like that is just like a no-brainer on my end. Not that I give much brainer at all. And then sticking with the bank updates, Mod Lycos hits us with another potential bank update where the bank filters will be added. And these bank filters are kind of like those that you'll find on like websites. If you kids even call it websites, like say you're shopping for Amazon and you want to filter like by a certain brand, size, color, anything. So this bank filters will have like 2 drop down boxes, and that'll give you easy access of finding things such as food, potions, ores, seeds, wearable items, and so much more. Like just look at this graphic. Look at all these options. And that's just the left side that I've mentioned. The right side sorts by tradables, non-tradables, things that can be sold at the GE, and more. It's always more. And I love that. Give me the filters. Every time I shop for something online, I'm using a filter. Hey, filter by what can get here soonest. Sort by everything that's prime. Give me that prime. Even though I sort by prime in order, I swear it never gets here in 2 days. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. Mod Enigma has had several proposals for changes in quality of life, and these changes comes in the form of like improving path systems, NPC resets, shortcuts, chat behavior, and a new collection system. And these updates would take a liking to new players or irons, but that's fine. We enjoy that. We want new players to find it easier to fall in love with our game. I mean, irons though, just joking. We like iron. I'm just joking. But as of now, the adventure path is used to help new players get like a nice footing for the game. But right now it ends at combat level 20 and gathering skills at level 5. And now they just mentioned that they would like to extend that to level 40. I don't know if that means combat level 40 and then keeping skills the same, or if they mean like combat level 40 and gathering skills at level 40. But they do mention rewards after completing the adventure path. Rewards, cosmetic, maybe. You got me? I'm listening. Now the agility shortcut is interesting because they just want to do a color palette swap for shortcuts that are one way. And I'm trying to think off the top of my head of shortcuts that are one way. I can't think of any. I know there are some. I just thought of one. When doing blood runes, you can only slide down the hill. We thought of that one pretty fast. When I wrote the script, I said that I couldn't think of one. We thought of one. Now the NPC reset change is another subtle change, but it's a pretty important one because when you're an iron and someone's already attacked an NPC, like a monster, you cannot get a drop for that. So like if someone happens to have a cannon out that has hit a monster, you're kind of out of luck. But with this change, once a monster is out of combat, their HP resets, so you can go ahead and attack it and get a drop. Now the improvements to chat, I'm very guilty of either hitting the / too many times or too little times. I do have a group Iron Man and that's 4. I don't really guess in a chat, so I don't ever do the 3 /. But sometimes if I'm trying to type into the friends chat, I'll do 2 because I'm so used to just typing into my clan. But with this update, the little chat box will change. So if I do 1, it should automatically change to friends chat channel. If I hit / twice, it'll say like clan chat. 3 times it'll say guest chat. 4 times it should say like group Iron Man chat. I love that. I'm all for that. That's big time needed. I usually look at the message, but I'm not noticing how many slashes I put. So that's cool with us. We like that one. And then lastly, I'm positive I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I'm even going to look at the word. Bestiary? Oh my gosh, that was terrible. I said that in my head 100 times, and that is not how I said it in there once. Bestiary. Bestiary. Bestiary? Like just beast diary? Bestiary. 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 I know you guys are all like English, right? Bestiary. Yeah, if anyone wants to ban me in game for just trying that, that's fine. Anyway, this new B word for my vocabulary is a new collection system in which you'll have an interface with a basic information relay showcased for every monster the first time that you defeat them. So why this update might benefit you is that maybe you're trying to suit up for a Slayer task. Let's say you look up chickens. I don't know why we're doing chickens for Slayer, but now you can find every location that you've encountered them in, and you can find out what their weakness is and so much more. Almost like a Pokédex. Maybe you're gonna go fight some Pidgeotto. But hey, quality of life updates for me, always good. We like them. And the best thing is that those small quality of life updates, they're not like game breaking. But I also have no clue what I'm talking about. So take that with a grain of salt. It could be game breaking. We could make this video and in 2 months an update could come out that's really small like the NPC reset behavior and it could break the game. I have no clue. Smol Islands from mods Tide, Shogun, Other, and Earl is quite literally a small island. It's like a fishing platform that brings the opportunity of catching loads of fish. I'm talking fish like manta ray, sea turtle, halibut, sunfish, and so much more. And the new rewards such as the loaded fish barrel, it's teased to have some juicy rewards, but it's also teased to use like a nose plug. So I don't know if there's gonna be some sardines, maybe an old rusty boot. And then mentioned last on that proposal is something called swarm fishing, which it basically allows you to catch a random fish based on your fishing level. But the only catch, everything can't just be peaches, okay? There's gotta be a catch. And the catch is essentially random events. I'm talking prawn evasions, salvage spots, and other threats that I can't even explain right now. I'm talking Pirate Pete walking up, fish hooking you, and taking half your spoils. That's not mentioned, but if they're watching this and they want to shout me out for bringing Pirate Pete back, I'm all for it. Brought to you by mods Husky, Curse, and West. Some absolutely Cloggers update is filled with some banger ideas for the collection log. Banger! No, I'm being serious. I had to sit up for this. So they're pretty much looking to rework the interface and look at this graphic. So now this interface will track your progress. It'll have detailed sections for uniques, a 12 most recent items feature, collection rank, collection log quality of life updates, high scores for collection logs. I'm talking everything. If you're a collection logger, you better log on and vote for this one. You know what I'm saying? So now let's dive in. You see the graphic. If you're anything like me, you're going, it's a good graphic. Okay, it's a real good graphic. It's sorted by bosses, raids, clues, minigames, and other. It gives a bar that gets more full with how many collections you've logged. And then on the bottom, you'll see your 12 most recent uniques. And another thing you'll notice on there is your collection rank. So right here on the screen is a list of every rank that you'll see with how many collection logs you'll need to hit that specific rank. So shown on the screen is 1,130 collections logged. So that means that they're currently rune ranked and they're about a quarter of the way until dragon ranked. And then the cosmetic reward is juicy. It's so good. It's so good. Some say they have to give credit where credit's due. And that's what I'm doing right now. Credit. Just look at it. I'm not even going to describe it. Unless you're only listening to this in some headphones. If you are, it's a beautiful, beautiful cosmetic update. Beautiful. What it is a staff and an offhand collection log book. Like literally a book. And they both change their appearance based on what your collection log rank is. That's fire. That's fire. And then obviously I stated before, collection logs would have like a high score now, kind of like they do for skilling, bossing, raids, etc., etc. And my opinions on that is bring it, give me it, update it, go, go, go. I don't even have that many collections logged. I mean, like my count is from like 2019. I'm low-key close to being maxed for an obby, and I probably have like 100. Okay, show me what my rank would be on that one. Disgusting. Now I've been watching a lot of Suits lately, so the fake lawyer in me is reading this as deposition and reposition. What is it? But my brain gears are starting to go, and this is a project by mod Ash, Halo, and Arcane, where it's a series of bank changes. So now I'm reading it deposition. Well, that's still deposition. We're not as dumb as we think we are. You guys probably think I'm dumb. I'm pretty dumb. That's fine. But this change would essentially allow players to lock a space in their inventory. So pretty much items from that slot aren't deposited while you're banking. And then they also want to update the bank deposit box. Yes, please, because the layout is rough. Don't you guys agree? Isn't it like a 7x4? Something like that. But look at how beautiful the new bank deposit box interface is. Again, this is just credit card where it's due card. And then for the mobile players, it will be functional for you as well. So in both the deposit box and the bank interface, you will be able to lock slots if it were to pass. This means no more relying on your bank fillers. I'm talking to you. My opinion on that is, no crazy opinion. There's not really a time where I block. I'm lying, dude. I'm capping. Because I used to always hate when I was at the Motherlode mine and I would be at the bank deposit box because as an obby, I cannot wield my pickaxe. So it would always be in the inventory and I would really so bad want to just deposit the whole inventory, but then I would deposit my pickaxe and then I would have to go bank and go pick it back up. So I would have to individually click like setting it to all, hitting the gold nuggets, the coal, then the mithril, then the da-da-da-da-da-da. Give me the update. Well, we're close to 99 mining now, so it's not as important. But for my fellow, viewers out here who might not be 99 mining and who might need it more, let's get it. Let's come on. Now this next one, if you're a pure build, rise with me. No, sit back down. This will never pass. It'll never pass. But let's talk about it. Because Mod Manked proposed an unrestricted build. This would benefit accounts like mine, maybe like yours. No? Okay. Like mine. More than I'd probably like to admit. It's essentially an update that would make it to where when you completed a quest, you'll be given like an XP lamp. So like let's say a quest would give you 1000 defense XP. I could just take the lamp and destroy it. I would complete the quest, but not get the defense XP. And give me my fairy rings, Give me my fairy rings. I've never had them. I might have used them once or twice for a video, but I've never genuinely like honed in on some fairy rings and enjoyed them. We're not complaining, but we could be hopeful. We're not hopeful. But they do go on to list a few examples such as Dragon Slayer 2 requiring the 50 HP, King's Ransom requiring 65 defense, and a couple more, but that's literally it. They're just wanting to tweak some quest requirements and give accounts the option to accept the rewards XP from quests. And you guys know my opinion on it. It's not a bad opinion. Just give me my fairy rings, okay? Let me go somewhere nice for a change. And then Mod Manked also proposed a project changing the Perilous Moon's armor. I'm going to be truthful, I don't know too much about this, but they mentioned that it costs 1.5 million GP to repair a piece of the armor, which is counterintuitive because they also mentioned that it costs less than that to buy a new piece. So they just want to even that out. And then they also want to generate a rare drop from the lunar chest in Nepotzli. Is that right? Nepotzli. Nepotzli. Chipotle. And that creates a new variation of the armor that just reduces the defensive stats. And speaking of defense, no more defense requirement. We're back to my build. Hey, welcome back. The Afk Obby is talking about obbies. Who would have known? Who would have known? Who would have cared? Now, I do want to read this because it's mildly specific. On PvP death, the broken piece would be removed and the rare item dropped for the PKer. This means that broken armor pieces will be constantly removed from the game, seemingly a win for everyone involved. Also proposed is a PvP-specific prayer book. That felt like a tongue twister, seriously. And that's because there's a large gap in like PvP pure builds when it comes to like prayer. And that's like prayer levels or like defensive requirements. And in short, it is a prayer book that can only be used in the wilderness that levels a playing field for low defensive builds against high defensive builds. And again, I just don't have too much experience with everything going on right there. I know as a low defense account, I try to avoid those high defense builds, whether it be free to play PKing, pay to play, you're in for a bad time. I have a low attack, so a low attack trying to hit a high defense is just like SpongeBob's noodle arms. Now this one's kinda cute. Mod Freddy is introducing changes to the Puffins, which they claim are the cutest creatures in all of Old School RuneScape. Like they haven't seen the Varrock Stray Dogs? Hello? Game Jam? Get those things a home. They're proposing 2 quests. The first quest, you essentially have to parade the Puffins around the Ardoin Zoo. You're just welcoming the new arrivals. And that one's called Puffin Parade. The second quest is called Seabirds of a Feather, and you re-infiltrate the iceberg and learn what the sneaky Sphenisciforms are plotting. Sounds cute to me and I'm in. And I don't even know what a Sphenisciform is. Sphenescif. Now, in a project by Mod Rice, They proposed focusing on the charge's quality of life. Charges have always been discussed within the community, and they'd like to introduce a new mechanic, especially for corruption. So in corruption, used charges contribute to the corruption process. So for example, I'm like so Midwest America. Boa Ferdhinnen, can someone tell me if I'm pronouncing this stuff so terribly? So if it's only used 700 charges, only 1300 charges would remain to fully corrupt it. As for remaining charges, they're looking into ways of recharging it when you deposit it from the bank, and you'd obviously have to have the requisite items to charge it. That might come in the form of PoH items such as like a Darkmire crest, that builds a Vire well, and things such as that that'll save you trips across Gielinor. And they've kind of went that route a little bit, how you can repair your pouches inside of Guardians of the Rift. So things in that essence. Again, it's quality of life. So they're just trying to make it easier for the player. So let me know down below if that's something that'll help you in particular. But the mini menu update projects from Modlenny, Lycos, and Kieran is aimed towards the mini menu that pops up when you right click items. Items currently have 5 options that pop up when you right click them. So a sub menu might be the solution we're looking for. I don't know. Like look at this gif of using a max cape. Every option kind of has a sub menu. I've been in that instance, especially with like a low HP hardcore Iron Man, where like I'm getting attacked and then I have to right click, rub a ring, and then click somewhere again. And then if you get attacked, it like ends the whole process. So this is just a small way to get rid of that and also clean up the little menu that comes with clicking on the ring itself. So I'm all for it. So this is just an update that kind of cleans up that mini menu, creates sub menus, and also touched up what's inside. I know that it moved use down to examine. Sometimes when you click certain things, the use option would break up the teleports. So I know they'd like to clean that up a little bit. And then lastly, we got some updates from the trading card game. And that's Mod Sarni who's updated the trading card proposal. Pretty much you play in a 1v1 battle using a character in which you'll level up using various cards until you're ready to battle your opponent. And at the same time, the event deck could change the tide of battle. But what they did since last time was they touched some things up where they updated the issue where players kind of had too many resources. I want to read this just to be sure that I'm clear. The changes include the introduction of event cards changing from separate skill levels to a character type in a total level, and only one of any equipment card or event card in your deck. They also introduced movement, which is very interesting, but so much went into detail on the news post that I'd be better off to just link you a thing or two in the description and have you delve into it and feast your eyes on it yourself. That's just my lack of being able to explain it properly. I feel like I wouldn't do it the service it deserves, and that's just me being honest. Like I feel like I would biff some of the instructions. But hey, thank you for making it this far. I hope you enjoy my style of video. I hope that you enjoyed the rambling. If you liked what you watched, please consider subscribing to the channel. It's free. What's your favorite potential update? Honestly, mine's the collection log. I swear that if they put that in, I would up my collection game. I'm not joking. But again, thank you, and I appreciate it. I know I say it way too much, and I'll see you guys next time.